Brandon Lynch, Jason Tarver said it's the last day of school. As we get ready, we're taping this before the final day of mandatory minicamp. But it can't be the last day of school because you have to maintain that energy. You just came to the podium. You are Mr. Energy. Explain to me how you take that energy out here for that final day.
Oh, absolutely. It may be the final day of regular school, but it's about to be a day before summer school. And we know right now, like, summer school as a teacher can be one of the most important things for our students. So making sure that all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, making sure that our guys are moving in the right direction is the most important.
How about you personally? I've never seen you have a bad day. How do you maintain that?
Keeping the main thing, and the main thing is about, family, right? Like, this is something that the Lord blessed us to do. Like, we absolutely love to do it.
You got your son here today?
Oh, my goodness. And that's amazing, right? He gets a chance, like, he wants to do this one day. So for him to be around, like, great players, and as a parent, if you can put a young guy in the room and you don't have to say, look at this person, but do what they do, that's extremely rewarding.
You've been in this business long enough, and you've been part of professional sports long enough. The coolest part of this job, if we could do a brief aside here, is bringing your family in and letting them experience what you do day to day, standing here on this field, standing at the field, say at Huntington Bank Field, wherever,
yes, sir.
To see the look on his face or your family's face. Isn't that what it's all about at this point?
Oh, absolutely. And, we talk about family, also our players and teachers that we're serving,
yeah.
Right? So, just so that everything comes together, because we talk about being 100% about the team, putting it first, right? That's part of that.
All right, let's get to the PBUs to INTs.
Yes,
Denzel
sir.
Ward talked about that. Only 4 picks last year. JOK had 1 of them.
Yes.
Secondary had 3 of them. How do you turn PBUs, passes broken up for those who don't know, into INTs? How do you get the turnover machine going again?
Absolutely. Just consistent eye control, consistent foot on the gas, and urgency to finish. I think that when we talk about details, we talk about being urgent to apply our details. And then, having that heart and toughness, fighting through friction, making sure that it's time on task. So with our guys being here, certainly like our leaders, MJ, you've had Denzel here every single day. You've had Cam Mitchell here, Miles Harding here every single day, catching, more footballs on the jug, catching them from the quarterbacks. Those reps on task will show on the grass.
I mean, Denzel said if he had just caught a couple of those, he would have gone from Pro Bowl to All-Pro.
Yes,
I would argue he should have been an All-Pro regardless, but it's not just the personal accolades. Those INTs, you're not playing 70 snaps per game. Defensively, you give the ball back to the offense. They can run the football. Collectively, this unit has to force more turnovers. Has that been an emphasis for the entire defense here in the offseason?
Absolutely, 1,000%. And it all goes back to the team. We want to force errors, and with us forcing errors, us getting tight, staying tight, it allows our engine to get home. And if our engine are home, they're going to force errors. But also, that allows us to be very resilient to the other people on the field, which is our nerve center, our linebackers, and our safeties. We always talk about tipping overthrows. We always talk about we're going to get those. We have to. So with us putting the team first and the urgency to execute, we'll see that on the grass.
You're a coach, you're not a contract guy, but you also do know that you have 2 corners in Greg Newsome and Martin Emerson, MJ, who are heading into their final year of their deals. How do you turn that motivation into better play?
Oh, excellent. Excellent question. And really, it starts with being in the moment. Being in the moment. We talk about having an hourglass, right? Like when you first start, the sand is at the top, everything is good. But as you keep going, time is of the essence. And one of the biggest lies that we tell ourselves is we have enough time. So having the right guys in the room that urgently want to be accountable for the team, it really takes care of itself.
With that in mind, however, you mentioned Cam Mitchell and Miles Harding.
Yes.
How important is this year for the 2 of them to raise their game?
Absolutely.
Have you seen that so far?
Yes, I've seen these young guys accountable. I've seen them accountable, from the whole offseason. These are guys that are studious. These are guys that do extra reps after practice. They're also, really performing in the weight room, which we know right now when we talk about that heart and toughness, when we talk about just endurance and precision, these are young guys that we're going to have to count on, and they're showing that they're trustworthy.
All right. Big thing last year was tackling in space.
Yes.
Right? We know how offenses are going to attack this defense. They're going to make you run sideline to sideline. Can you actually drill that? I know it's mandatory minicamp here. Pads aren't on. This is football in shorts, right? That's more of a training camp thing. But can you work on that in the off season at all?
1,000%.
How do you do that?
Mind, body, spirit, and it first starts with the mind, right? Obviously, like from a fundamental aspect, getting guys closer, making sure that we're stepping on the near foot, making sure that we're executing with leverage. But it all starts with the mindset, not just getting to a spot, but getting to a spot and making the play. But getting to a spot and making the play with a violent intention and playing with edge. That's something that's been a focal point of ours. I'm looking forward to seeing that when it's time.
What do you think of the new the kids would say cele's, I'm too old. I'll say celebrations. I saw Greg and MJ bust one out, I think, yesterday. Do they run those by you?
You know what? I kind of
do you give them notes?
I kind of catch them on it. Now,
Okay.
the note that we are all giving them,
Uh-huh.
hey, we about to bring the handshake back.
Okay.
We about to bring high fives. We about to bring the fist bumps. We about to bring those type
Like
celebrations back.
old school.
Old school.
And is that from you?
You know what? That's from us.
Okay. Is there film breakdown in your meeting room on this?
No, sir, but there will be after summer school.
Okay. So like after today.
After today. Let's get it
So
done.
that's like your go away for the summer gift to them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's put it on tape.
Do we grade them?
Every single thing that we do is competitive. Like literally every single thing that we do is extremely competitive.
Do you have the moves? Can you get in there?
You know what?
I've seen you on the sideline with some, but like if you had to go out there and do it, can you keep up with the guys in your room?
You know what? I tell you what, with the handshakes, absolutely. With
Okay.
the celly, probably not.
Okay, if I asked your son that you can keep keep up with the dancing, because you heard Joe Flacco yesterday, right?
Absolutely.
About TikTok dances. You're not going to be that guy.
No.
Okay.
Now I'm not a dancer now.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
But you heard Joe. He said, I don't know. Why are people dancing on TikTok? Like you're an adult. Be an adult.
Be an adult.
Okay. This is an adult. Brandon Lynch, enjoy your month off if you even get that.
Yes, sir.
much time off. Good to see you.
Sir.